Indecision is one of the deepest and most complex aspects of human nature. In daily life, we face decision-making processes ranging from small choices to major life changes. But why is it sometimes so difficult to make a decision? Why do conflicting voices, fears, and uncertainties within us make this process so complicated? Indecision is not just a mental process. It is a multidimensional phenomenon that involves psychological, biological, and social factors. First and foremost, it is important to understand the decision-making mechanism in our brains. When making decisions, different areas of our brain become active. There is a constant struggle between the prefrontal cortex, which is responsible for logical and rational thinking, and the limbic system, which governs our emotions. The prefrontal cortex evaluates probabilities and tries to reach logical conclusions, but the limbic system reacts based on past experiences, fears, and emotional memory. This conflict between the two systems gives rise to the feeling of indecision. This struggle becomes even more evident at critical moments in life. For instance, someone considering a job change constantly questions whether a better opportunity exists. These doubts create a tension between the sense of security provided by the current situation and the uncertainty of new opportunities. The brain tries to minimize uncertainty to protect itself from potential threats. However, as this process drags on, the individual becomes incapable of making a decision and experiences mental fatigue. One of the main reasons behind indecision is the fear of uncertainty. The human brain is naturally inclined to avoid uncertainty. Not knowing exactly what will happen in the future fills our minds with doubt and anxiety. According to psychologist Daniel Kahneman's theory in Thinking, Fast and Slow, our brain has two different thinking systems: a fast, instinctive, and emotional system, and a slow, analytical, and conscious system. These two systems constantly interact when making decisions. If a decision involves significant risks, the emotional system intervenes to protect us, which leads to indecision. For this reason, many people tend to choose safer but less satisfying options. When making decisions, the brain relies on past experiences and learned patterns. However, sometimes these past experiences make decision-making even more difficult. The influence of the subconscious on decision-making should not be overlooked either. According to Freud, the subconscious is a repository of past experiences, repressed emotions, and learned fears. Childhood traumas, messages received from family, and societal norms unconsciously affect our decisions. For example, an individual considering a job change may experience internal conflict due to a subconscious message from their family urging them to stay safe, making it difficult to make a decision. Recognizing the subconscious influence on decision-making can help us understand the hidden dynamics guiding us. Psychological therapy methods, mindfulness meditation, or deep self-reflection processes can be beneficial in realizing this influence. Understanding how powerful our subconscious is can free us because awareness brings the freedom to choose. To understand internal conflicts during indecision, we can also look at philosophical approaches. Existentialist philosophers, especially Sartre and Kierkegaard, emphasize that human freedom is also a burden. According to Sartre, a person constructs themselves through their choices, and this freedom places a heavy responsibility on the individual's shoulders. A person afraid of making choices is, in fact, avoiding the power to shape their own existence. Kierkegaard argues that living with uncertainty is an inevitable part of human destiny, and that individuals must come to terms with this uncertainty. From a philosophical perspective, every choice presents a balance of loss and gain. Therefore, indecision is actually a reflection of personal freedom. However, understanding that freedom also comes with anxiety and responsibility can help us manage decision-making more consciously. At this point, several methods can be suggested to facilitate decision-making. First, we should ask ourselves, what is holding me back the most from making this decision? Is it my fears, uncertainty, or past experiences? Visualizing the possible outcomes of a decision and considering the worst and best case scenarios can ease our minds. Additionally, we should learn to trust our intuition by avoiding overthinking. Sometimes our subconscious, without us realizing it, points us in the right direction. Trusting intuition becomes even more effective when we develop an inner perspective based on past experiences. Mindfulness techniques, introspection, and meditation can be used to strengthen our intuition. Another dimension of indecision is its connection to social influences, the opinions of people around us, cultural norms, and a desire to be accepted by society consciously or unconsciously affect our decisions. While trying to act in accordance with society's expectations, we may actually drift away from our own desires and values. Therefore, learning to listen to our inner voice is a critical step in making the right decisions. People often focus too much on what others think while trying to make the right decision, which only makes them more indecisive. However, the best decision is the one that is most suitable for the individual's own life. To make decisions independent of social pressure, individuals must clarify their own values and develop a long-term perspective on their lives. Finally, the most important point to remember is this: there is no such thing as a perfect decision. Every choice comes with certain risks and uncertainties. What matters is standing by a decision once it is made and managing the process. Every choice in life takes us somewhere, and every mistake is actually a learned experience. The key is to move forward without allowing our fears to take control. Although the feeling of indecision is an inevitable part of human nature, rather than getting lost in it, understanding and managing it will provide us with more fulfilling life. Our choices are the fundamental building blocks of who we are, and overcoming indecision means taking control of our lives.